Known as public enemy number one, John Dillinger was arguably the most famous of all U.S. bank robbers.
In my opinion, John Dillinger was the rock star of gangsters.
John Herbert Dillinger was born in Indianapolis, Indiana on June 22, 1903. After stealing a car in 1923, Dillinger evaded capture by skipping town and joining the Navy. He deserted 5 months later and returned home to marry Beryl Ethel Hovius in April 1924.
When John Dillinger was in his 20s, he was arrested and convicted of having robbed an elderly grocer.
They put him away for 8 to 10 years, and this turned him into a hardened criminal. He made contacts so that when he came out, he formed a gang and began his exploits.
Dillinger was released from prison on parole in May 1933. Almost immediately, he robbed a bank in Bluffton, Ohio, and was shortly thereafter arrested and lodged in the Lima jail.
John Dillinger had at one time helped 5 friends escape from Indiana State Prison. When he was housed in the Lima, Ohio jail, they returned the favor. They showed up masquerading as lawmen and ended up helping him escape from Lima, shooting the sheriff in the process.
Once free, Dillinger and his gang robbed several police arsenals to beef up their firepower, and then embarked on a 3-month bank robbing spree that terrorized the Midwest.
Dillinger's gang was different from other bank robbing gangs because they were very meticulous in their preparation. Sometimes he and the gang would use a ruse. They would say that they were from an alarm company or that they were shooting a movie and they wanted to check the place out. People believed them.
In December 1933, Dillinger and his gang were captured by local police in Tucson, Arizona. Dillinger was then extradited to the supposedly escape-proof Crown Point Jail in Indiana.
He took a piece of wood and a razor, carved the wood into what looked like a gun, and he colored it with black shoe polish. He used this to get past about a dozen guards and into a sheriff's car where he sped away.
Dillinger escaped across the state line, a federal crime, and this brought J. Edgar Hoover into the situation with what later became known as the Federal Bureau of Investigation.
Dillinger set up a new gang which included Babyface Nelson and began another crime spree, robbing more than 6 banks in 4 different states. By the summer of 1934, the FBI had labeled John Dillinger public enemy number 1 and put a $10,000 reward on his head.
John Dillinger was hiding out in Chicago with a friend of his, Anna Sage, a brothel madam.
Dillinger died when a trap was set for him by Melvin Purvis, an FBI agent, as well as the Indiana State Police, and Anna Sage, who was notoriously called the Lady in Red. She set him up, invited him to the Biograph Theater to watch a movie. When he came out of the movie theater, John Dillinger was gunned down.
Dillinger died on July 22, 1934. He was 31.